Lutheran Church with today's daily devotion. Today I've given up my clergy shirt for one of my fun vacation shirts that I got a couple years ago when our family traveled to the Columbus Zoo. Great zoo, lots of fun. And as we left, of course, we stopped at the gift shop for the kids and I got to pick something out too. If you can't read it, my shirt is a picture of a rhinoceros and it says, "We have chubby unicorns." I love this shirt because it reminds me that sometimes we have in our mind an image of what we think something's supposed to be. You know, a unicorn is supposed to be this beautiful, strong horse, with long legs and a flowing mane, and of course, one horn. But really, when we think about a unicorn, well, that just means one horn. That's like the major part of what a unicorn is. So why not? Why can't my rhinoceros be a unicorn? Has one horn. One, right? So rhinoceros, one horn, unicorn, awesome. I've been able to see a unicorn in real life. If you don't know, today, June 29th, is the 50th anniversary for when the Lutheran Church in America voted to change language in its bylaws so that people called to the ministry of ordained ministry and of word and sacrament so that pastors could be not just men, as it wrote in the bylaws, but people. And that opened the way to women being ordained. So in um, 1970, can I do my math right? 1970, women were ordained in the Lutheran Church of America, and later that year, also the ALC allowed women to be ordained into ministry as well. It finally was a point in our history when the image of what a pastor could be had always been confined to someone who looked to be of the male gender, and now finally, women could be as well. And so I invite you to think about, what are my expectations for how things look and how things run and how things are? And what might God be doing to expand my vision so that I can see in new ways how God is working, maybe how God has always been working? In these last weeks and months, last 3 months, we've had church in a very different way. And I know many of us are missing the opportunity to sing and gather together for a wonderful worship service. But I invite you to say, I wonder if I've been associating church to mean one certain thing, and maybe God has something bigger in mind. Maybe church doesn't look like sitting in my favorite pew in the building. Maybe church is how I encounter and how I share God's love in all of my life. Today, though, I do invite you, celebrate the women pastors in your life. It's a hard time when it's always a qualifier: women pastor, lady pastor, pastorette. What do I get to call you? But think on the way that God has expanded our vision. God has helped us to catch up with God's vision for ministry and for work among people of all genders. If we think back to the Gospels, we hear the women's witness. They enter the empty tomb and they are tasked with the privilege of sharing the news of Jesus' resurrection to disciples who sometimes didn't believe a word they said. God works through people and ways that are beyond sometimes our expectations. So I invite you to pray to God to open yourself up to a greater possibility. What might God be doing in your midst that, because you've defined the way God works, it keeps you from seeing how God is active? Know that God is with you. God is doing amazing things. God is working through you as well. Go in peace.